What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining this stupid channel that I can't even get an intro down for.
I told my mama I can't help it, I'm a dream chaser. She still worrying about me, she gon' see you later. I wanna put her in a house apart from her.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel, one step at a time. I'm so glad that you're joining me today. As you guys know, if you're here, I had ACL surgery very recently on April the 28th. I'm now on week 2 of my recovery, and it's been a minute for me to record because honestly, the first week of recovery was really difficult. And so I just want to kind of walk y'all through what week 1 was like. So on Friday morning, my wife and I got up. This is Friday, April 28th. My wife and I got up like 4 in the morning, and we headed over to the hospital in Metairie, Louisiana, where I was having my surgery. When we got there, my surgery, they called me back at around 5 a.m. They got me prepped for surgery and everything like that. They shaved my leg a ridiculous amount, and y'all can't see this. Y'all might be able to see like my arm hairs on camera. I don't know. Can y'all see that? Yeah, y'all can see that. So I'm a hairy guy, okay? And they shaved everything from like my shin all the way up to like my stomach area here, where they were going to have this thing taped to me that was going to be injected in my leg that I'll tell you about in just a moment. But anyway, so they did all that. They got me prepped for surgery and everything. Brought my wife back, let her talk to me for a moment, and then they carted me off. And to be honest with you, I've had surgery a couple of times, 3 knee surgeries prior to this one, so this was my 4th in total. And so my first 3 knee surgeries, I don't really remember after they gave me the feel-good juice, you know what I'm saying? I don't remember what happened after that. Everything just kind of blacked out. But I told myself, I'm like, you know, I'm a little older now. You know, maybe since I've had so many surgeries, I've built a tolerance for this. I'll remember it. And I don't at all. They gave me that stuff, and I have like some fuzziness of what went on in the room afterwards, but I don't really remember what happened. And so the next thing I know, I woke up in excruciating pain in my left leg where my ACL surgery had happened. So I had ACL reconstruction. I was supposed to have meniscus repair, but when I woke up, I was informed that my meniscus was irreparable, and so they shaved out the area that was supposed to be repaired. Now, I had a parrot beak tear in my meniscus, is what they call it. I'll put a picture up here so you can see it, that kind of tear. And so they just shaved out what they could and cleaned up what they could of that piece of my meniscus to prevent it from tearing any further or causing damage to any of the other ligaments in my knee. And so I woke up to that information. I was feeling super groggy, and you know, I had been walking fine for a really long time. Even with my injury, I was still, you know, I was limping around a little bit, but for the most part, I was walking, you know. And so when I got to a point to where they were like, hey, we need to get you out of the bed now. You need to go use the bathroom. I'm trying to walk like with crutches and stuff. And for anybody who has ever had any type of surgery on your legs, you know that whenever you go to walk for the first time on crutches, it's a little difficult because it's not something that you're used to, right? And so I'm like stumbling and fumbling around, even though I've been on crutches upwards of 4 times at this point after surgery. We just wasn't used to it. I'm fumbling around. Anyway, my wife helped a great deal. She is incredible. She was there with me every step of the way at the hospital, and she helped me get home. Now, when I got home, I live on a 2nd floor of an apartment building, so I have to climb steps. And as you already know, climbing steps on crutches sucks. It especially sucks right after you have surgery and you're still groggy and you're in a lot of pain. And so I had 2 gentlemen come and help me that I work with. Shout out to them. They're fantastic. They helped me up the steps and helped me get to my house. I had a breakdown midway up the stairs because it was just a lot to take on emotionally. Like, I couldn't do it by myself. I had people physically helping me up the stairs. I was in a lot of pain, and as bad as I tried to fight it, I just couldn't hold it back. I was just crying. And it was a huge reality punch for me. It was something that, you know, I didn't really expect, didn't anticipate, and I don't know that you can get ready for a moment like that. So I get up here. As soon as I walk into the door, my daughter is sitting on the couch with my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law and father-in-law had come down to help my wife take care of our daughter and take care of me during my recovery, and I was very thankful for that. So grateful that they came down. They helped tremendously. And but I came through the door, and my daughter was sitting on the couch with my mother-in-law, and I can immediately tell She didn't know what was going on. You know, daddy left without crutches and he came back with crutches. And so that was a kind of a big shift for her. Something new was being introduced. She is not even 2 years old yet. And so it's a lot for her to take on. And so they get me to the bedroom and they laid me down in bed, and that's where I would stay for 3 days. So that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all the way into Monday morning. And I'll just go ahead and tell you, Friday, I can't even remember the majority of the day. I remember I felt nauseous and sick. I actually did get sick at one point. And my wife is like literally a superhuman superhero. I don't know how she did it, but she took care of me throughout all of that, even through my sickness and everything. The medicine just made me so nauseous. I couldn't really eat. And I was in a ton of pain. Saturday, I don't remember much of the morning, but by that afternoon, I was coherent and everything like that. I just knew that I was in a ton of pain, and I tried to move around a little bit. I tried to shift around in the bed a little bit, had my leg elevated, and I really just couldn't do anything. I couldn't do anything at all. That was a big punch for me, because if you don't know me off camera, I'll go ahead and tell you, I do a lot. I work a lot. I get out and I get active as much as I can, though you can't really tell from my physique. I try to get out and get active. And so being confined to a bed in one area, and I couldn't really get up and move because of how much pain I was in, was very difficult. And just to be open and transparent with you, my 3 other knee surgeries that I had, I took no pain medication. I tried to be like a big proponent of like no pain meds for me if I didn't need them. There was something that, it was just like a personal thing for me. I wanted to hold to of like, unless I absolutely need them, I don't want to take them, because I know how addictive prescription pain pills can be. And so I tried to stay away from those as much as possible. With this surgery though, there was no staying away from them. I needed the help. And something else that helped, remember I told you that they shaved my stomach? Well, they had taped some wires to my stomach, ran it all the way down my thigh, and inside of my thigh they had inserted a little catheter, and it ran to a box that was attached to my hip, and it was a pain pump. And that pain pump delivered a numbing agent to the site of my surgery. I think it was every 2 hours it was cycling through, or I could press a button, and it was like every 30 minutes I could press that button and it would cycle through that numbing agent so many times in 24 hours. And so I was taking pain medicine, and I also had that pain pump doing some work for me. And I'm telling you, you know, call me weak or whatever, I don't know how I would have gotten through it without it. It really was a game changer for me, because I know I wouldn't have slept well without that. And even with that, I mean, I got sleep, but it wasn't good sleep. I was waking up multiple times in the night. I was struggling to stay asleep. When I did wake up, I was in a lot of pain. God bless my wife. I was waking her up too while I was in pain, and not intentionally. I just, you know, I'm writhing in bed, and she would have to wake up and tend to me, give me ice and things like that. And so that was Saturday. Sunday, I think was a little better on the pain scale, but I'd begin to notice something. So, and I talked to my doctor, kind of got this confirmed. When I had surgery and they had me laid out on the table, he said, imagine like, you know, you're laid out in, I can't even remember what the term is from anatomy, but the anatomical position that they will lay you out for surgery. They strap your arms down, all that good stuff. Apparently my wrist had been turned a little wonky, and my hand had become numb. My right hand did. And it was in the tips of my fingers mostly. And I couldn't really feel them. So all of Friday, I could not feel my hand to do anything. Like if somebody handed me something, if I picked up my phone, I knew that I was moving it, but I couldn't feel it. It was so weird. Saturday was the same thing. Going into Sunday, some of that feeling started to restore, and the pain started to decrease just a little bit, to a bearable point, right? I wasn't just laying there in pain the whole time. The pain medicine, I got in a good cycle of taking that, and so that was cycling through. The pain pump was doing its thing. My wife was helping me keep distracted by watching shows with me, by making sure that I was tended to, bringing me food and drinks and things like that when I needed it. And it was really a lot better Sunday compared to Friday. Now, in the grand stretch of things, though, that 3 days sucked. It was horrible. Then Monday came. Now, most of you, if you don't know this, if you haven't had ACL surgery, you'll find this out soon. They want to get you in physical therapy as soon as possible because they need to make sure that they control swelling, that they can get that ligament moving, and that they can get you into a good cycle of going ahead and working on extension, so hyperextending your knee, and flexibility, bringing your knee down and being able to pull it toward yourself. They want to get on that as soon as possible because they want to fight that stiffness and stuff like that that can set in. And so they had me on physical therapy ASAP. So I go in Monday morning. My surgery was on a Friday. They don't do the physical therapy on Saturday and Sunday, so the quickest they could see me was Monday. So on Monday morning at 10 a.m. is my physical therapy. We knew that it was going to be difficult for me to get out of bed since I had tried Sunday night and almost passed out because of how bad it hurt and the fact that I just hadn't moved in 3 days. And so Monday, I have the same guys who helped me up the stairs come in, and they helped me out of bed, and they helped me get down the stairs, and they helped me get in the car. And I'm telling y'all, the whole time I'm pouring sweat. It was awful. I was in so much pain. I was drinking water as much as I could and things like that, but I felt dehydrated. I felt weak. And I walked into the physical therapist office in the foyer where they have to check me in, and I don't really know how to explain how I was feeling while I was standing there on crutches, but I felt like I was wobbly. You know, I didn't feel stable. And so I sat down on the couch and waited for them to call my name. And I met my physical therapist, who was going to be my physical therapist through this entire recovery. He is incredible. He is so awesome. He talked to me very well. He explained everything to me very well. He talked to me about my recovery and how things were going to go, what our 6-week plan was, because those first 6 weeks are so crucial. And he made sure that that he explained workouts to me and things like that. And then he got me moving. Now, I said that if you have ACL surgery, they want to get you moving as quickly as possible. I didn't know that. Now, I'm sure my doctor explained that to me, but from what I was reading online and stuff like that, I didn't really get like an implication that that's what was going to happen. And so I didn't really know that they were going to try to get me moving as soon as possible. And so when he starts like telling me, yeah, we're going to take your brace off, which y'all don't know this, I'm going to throw it up on the screen. That's what my leg looks like right now. I'm in a straight brace with it locked in hyperextension, so my leg is as straight as it can be. And so he's like, yeah, we're gonna take your brace off, we're gonna remove these bandages and things like that. I'll throw a picture up now. This is what my leg looked like without the bandages on it for the first time. Now you see that band-aid and stuff like there is still there. That's a huge adhesive bandage that's covering up, but you see all the swelling and bruising that was around that. I didn't know I was going to get to see that on Monday. I thought I wouldn't get to see that till the 2-week appointment. So all of this was new to me. So I'm like trying to drink this in as he's like, yeah, we're going to unwrap this. We're going to take all this off. We're going to get your knee bending and things like that. And that's exactly what he did. And we got into the hyperextension. I was using the yoga band to pull my toe closer to me and hyperextend my knee. He showed me a workout where I can bring my knee to me. And he told me, listen, by your 2-week appointment, we want to make sure that you can get an hyperextension where the back of your knee will touch the table that you're sitting on. And also that you can bend to 90 degrees. Didn't know that that was going to happen, but that's what happened. And I'm happy to report to you that by Friday of last week, so by the end of week 1, from doing those exercises and things like that, I was already in hyperextension where I needed to be, and I was already bending at 90 degrees. Basically, I was at like 88 degrees, and we got to 90 once, but it wasn't very, easy. And that actually I didn't hit 90 confidently until the next Monday. So my physical therapy is on Monday and Fridays, but I hit 90 comfortably that next Monday, but we'll get into that in the next video. But anyway, so I say all that to say, if you have knee surgery and your physical therapist tells you to do something and your doctor tells you to do something, do it. All right. Those workouts are annoying. They're the bane of my existence. I hate doing the knee extensions because I'm already not flexible. And so to train my knee to be more flexible than it's ever been, and also having to move it after it's been straight for so long, is awful. All right, I don't enjoy it. It's not that it's like very painful and things like that, but I know there's swelling around my knees still. It's very stiff and it just doesn't feel good. It makes me uncomfortable. I break a sweat every time I do my workouts. I'm not in pain by any means as far as like this, I feel like I'm ripping my knee apart, but it is painful still. I'm only 2 weeks out from recovery. And so it is something that isn't fun. However, man, I've seen such an improvement from doing those workouts and doing them as many times as has been prescribed to me. I've seen such an improvement in my leg. I can weight bear a little bit more now and stuff. Like I said, I'll get to that in the next video. But I'm telling you, do your workouts. If you have knee surgery and they give you workouts that you need to do those workouts and do them as many times as they tell you to do them, because they do help. Now, I'd like to just give a couple shout outs. My coworkers, I know I've mentioned them before, that have been here with me, helping me up and down the stairs to get to physical therapy and my other doctor appointments. They're fantastic. I love them. Thank you guys so much for your help. To my wife, who has been knocked out of the park, fantastic, a superhero. I cannot praise her enough. She has been on top of everything. She's pregnant, so she's taking care of our baby, who is currently growing inside of her. We have an almost 2-year-old. She's not quite 2 yet. She will be in August. She's taking care of her, full-blown toddler. She's running all over the place. She's wild. She's awesome, but she's taking care of her. She's taking care of herself, and she's taking care of me. And I feel like right now there's so much pressure on her to do all these things, but she's doing them with excellence. I praise God for my wife, because she is fantastic and He has truly given me somebody incredible. And she just shows me day in and day out how awesome that she is. For my mother-in-law, my father-in-law that came down to watch our daughter while my wife helped me in my greatest time of need in those first 3 days. I'm so thankful to y'all. Thank y'all for coming down and being with my wife and my daughter and helping them in all the ways that you can. To the people who have donated meals to us, to the people who have given to us financially to help us pay for medical bills and things like that. Thank y'all so much. Without your help and without your support, none of this would be possible. I wouldn't be able to be where I'm at right now. The meals and stuff have helped tremendously, because my wife hasn't had to worry about cooking dinner every night, on top of all the other things that she's having to do. And so we're so thankful that you have provided for us. Now, if you're new to the channel, hope that you hope that you subscribe. I'm going to document my journey 1 week at a time as I take everything one step at a time. So until next time, I'll see you then.